So massive thanks for joining myself. I'm here in the offices of Hilltop again, twice in about two weeks. Yeah,
I
am.
Great coffee we have.
It is fantastic. I'm a coffee connoisseur. I love coffee. I love stronger things than coffee, but come across.
There's a lot of stuff in Kent. Very big in Kent.
Yeah. Brand new to my events, and I was just looking at who Saam Lowni is, but Sam is here. So I was focused on the screen there for a second. Sam, 19 years, almost 20 years. When will it be 20 years?
Next year will be 20 years. So I started in 2001. I started out as an estate agent in Walthamstow. I started working for free for the first 3 months.
Wow.
And they gave me a part-time job, because I was studying full-time at the time. I was getting minimum wage, like £3.81 an hour. I was doing viewings and then slowly selling properties. And then I started doing weekends, holiday periods. And then I started actually working full-time as an estate agent. And that was my into the property industry. Before Rightmove, before Zoopla, we had little applicant cards on our desk. Early days.
So, in terms of estate agency background, is it purely London?
Yeah, started in Walthamstow, worked in areas like Chigwell, North London, around Hackney, Stoke Newington.
In terms of, you're at Hilltops right now.
Yeah.
You've got a really nice title as well, Origination?
Yeah, Head of Origination.
What does that mean in plain English?
So, it's very simply, I find Hilltop the opportunities, the projects, the deals that we work on. So we have a system where we invite developers through various forms of marketing to come and engage with us. I'm the first point of contact, so I go through all of their appraisals, I build the relationships and see if they're the kind of developers, the kind of projects that we want to be backing.
So look, I know you've been involved in a project which is in the happiest town in the UK or in England. That's all I remember about it, to be fair.
Not too far from where I grew up as well, in the northeast.
Newcastle area.
Yeah.
So Mel saying hi, Sam. So Mel was there last weekend at the summit. Look, a bit of a plug for the summit before we go into the Central London Property Network. It would be rude for me to not plug the National Development Summit.
Rude not
and delighted that Hilltop's got featured. So it's not myself who was one of the judges. I was impartial. I know sometimes it can be controversial, me being a judge, so I left it to other.
Looking for incognito, right?
No one knew who had written the articles. So
Paul won that.
Paul, yeah, absolutely. So massive thanks for Hilltop being there last weekend. But look, I mentioned there. Who was the highlight? Was there one standout presentation? I know some of you are thinking, when am I going to do the Survey Monkey? Look, I've had the survey. I've had a little bit of a break only because technology's wanted me to have a break.
For me, the standout of that is the planning panel that was chaired by Jack Jiggins. I always very interested to see what those guys are up to, and the deal clinic with Paul Higgs was amazing.
Oh, that's interesting. So both things involve Paul, and I know Paul's asking me when am I going to connect with him. It's just literally.
He's great.
Yeah. So look, I will be at the Central London Property Network, touch wood, on Thursday this coming week. Behind us, okay. So, because it was glass in front. Okay, Sam knows this room better than I do, and Sam knows property development, property investing, and other things in more experience. Look, I've been organising events for the last decade. It will be in April in terms of specific monthly property networking events, over 222 events, something like that, not counting.
Oh, amazing.
But it's great to have the likes of Sam on board. We've got Julia, Jazz. Just in the last hour, Daryl Knockett's confirmed as well from Lendwell. So you've got two financiers, but Sam isn't just a financier. I'm not saying Daryl's just a financier, but your background is estate agency investing.
Yeah.
You were going through some interesting numbers before the National Development Summit in terms of what developments are of interest as well.
In terms of
geographical spread, so not just M25 but outside of M25.
Yeah, I think-
Is that for yourself personally as well?
I think that's generally across the board for anyone that's looking to invest in real estate across the UK. I think major towns and cities. I think it was touched upon as well at the National Development Summit.
It was quite heavily, I heard.
And it's the major towns. Towns are crying out for some regeneration. The retail, the high street is not doing as well. Secondary parades. I think bringing quality residential back into those spots, which is what we're doing at Hilltop as well, is going to help rejuvenate. And I think what happened in the election as well, a lot of the towns were basically voting to say that.
In terms of property, you mentioned the word Coventry a lot. Is that where your main activity is?
Well, funny, I'm doing stuff in the West Midlands around Coventry. I'm doing stuff in Kent, which is where jazz is a lot more prolific than I am, especially around Kent. But London as well. I mean, I continue to invest myself. I'm a property fanatic, so income generating assets, continuously making my own capital
what's
work.
your strategy? Is it buy to hold, buy to sell? Is it what is it, Sam? Is it buy?
I don't like to sell. If I can avoid selling, buying and selling is certainly more appealing. Just depends where you are in the country. In the north, I think buying and holding, where the yields are higher, is a really great idea. But I'm just anywhere too far for me to travel on a personal level is not good. But from a Hilltop point of view, we are investing across the UK, Wales, Northern Ireland. We're looking at all opportunities.
So. I should be asking in this short video, Sam, about numbers, metrics, sweet spots, either for yourself or for Hilltop, or really to benefit the listeners out there who, with you there, Sam, we'd like to hold if possible. Okay.
What does that mean?
Well, we'd like to hold, rather than sell.
We'd like to hold rather. Okay, yeah, exactly. You know what? Capital growth, capital appreciation.
So it
over
could
the
be
last
even
20
confusing
years.
for someone.
So yes, capital appreciation over the last 20 years has made me very comfortable. And if you can afford to do that, that's great. I think it depends where you are in your journey within property, because if you want to build up large pools of capital, buying and selling will help you get those large lump sums in one go. So it just depends. And over the years, I've sold many properties as well, but the ones that I've held on to have given me a financial foundation, a sort of a pension fund, which I continue to grow. But as I said, I'm not averse to buying and selling as well, and that's what we do a lot of at Hilltop.
And outside of London, outside of M25, when would you look at reinvesting in London or M25, or you wouldn't look at reinvesting?
I think in terms of prime central London is a little bit overheated. I think that the prices are starting to come down and the appetite's starting to come back, especially after the election. But generally, if we're looking around the Greater London, around the home counties, around the M25, I think that that's where you'll see the best opportunities, especially for development.
So, look, in terms, I don't want to put words in Ben's mouth, but in terms of Ben and EXP, it's mostly West London and Outer West, also I think Berkshire.
So you're talking within 1 hour from London?
I think they say 2 hours, so...
yeah,
but
in that range.
You are travelling quite a sizable distance, Sam, yourself, Coventry and...
yeah, I mean, the other day we were in North Devon. We're investing in a site in North Devon, 14 units, 14 houses. We just did one in Newcastle, so that's already 4 hours. We're going on a...
That's more for Hilltops rather than yourself. Coventry
Yeah,
is yourself.
I think for myself personally, with time constraints, realistically, I don't want to be going further than 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah. Okay. And that's interesting. I think Richard Bowser mentioned a 2 hour rule last night as well. So I was at an event which was organised by Angela